Bumblebee. Oh, hello everybody and welcome again to one of our nice story times. Oscar has just given me a book called The Bumblebear. I've not seen this book before, so I thought it might be good for us all to share. What do you think, Oscar? Yay! So, shall we have a little look? Oscar, if you'd like to go and sit over there, and then you can have a look at the story too. Good boy. Well done. Are you all right over there? Can you sit? Yeah? Excellent. Okay. Let's have a little see. The Bumblebear. New story for me. Very exciting. Yes, I know, Oscar. It's exciting, isn't it? Yeah. Are you ready then? Okay, we can begin. Oh dear, look over here. Once there was a bear called Norman who loved honey. Can you see him eating the honey? Wow. He really, really, really loved it. And he was always sad when it had run out. Oh, I bet there's something you really like to eat. And if you run out, you'd be sad. Oh, Helen likes chocolate. Oh, if we run out of chocolate and strawberries. Well, but getting hold of more honey was always a bit tricky. Can you see why? Buzz, buzz. Lots of bees. If only I could be a bee, he sighed. I could have as much honey as I liked. And then Norman had an amazing, quite amazing and brilliant idea. What do you think he's going to be? Shall we see? What's he going to be? It was an ordinary morning at bee school. Oh, look, all the bees go to school. Can you see them? Hello, bees, said the Queen, who was in charge. We have a new bee at bee school today. Ooh, said the bees. Everyone say hello. Do you think they're going to say hello? Shall we see who it is? Who is it? Who is it? Is it Norman? Norman. Hello, said Norman. Ooh, said the bees. Norman looks very much bigger than those little bees, doesn't he? Lots of little bees and one very big bear bee. Aren't you a bit big? Said Amelia, who was a rather clever little bee. I'm a special bee, said Norman. I came from a land far, far away called Giant Bee Land. Said Amelia. But then it was time for lessons to start. Ooh, bee land, a giant bee land. Bee school daily planner, and the name was Norman. They began the day with some painting. Then Norman joined in with some buzzing practicing. Can you do it? Ready? Buzz, buzz, buzz. Can you buzz? And before everyone settled down for a nap, the bees showed him all sorts of games during playtime. And Norman was brilliant at wriggle dancing. And then it was time to go home. Bee school is amazing, thought Norman. He couldn't wait to come back the next day. They are doing some really exciting things, aren't they? Wow, I bet you can't wait to go back to school or to nursery or to playgroup. The next morning was even better. Norman was very good at finding smelly flowers. The bees really liked him, and he was funny and friendly and always tried his best. Even during flying lessons. Now, can bears fly? Think Norman can fly? Yes, Oscar, no, not really, can he? No. After lunch, the bees learned how to chase away anyone who came after their honey, like spiders, mice, toads, and bears. This is what Norman really wanted to find out. Amelia still felt there was something a bit odd about Norman, and she tried to work out what it was. Ooh, shall we see? Oh, what has Amelia found in her book? What has she seen? She realises that Norman's a bear. Amelia told the others bees what she'd found, but they didn't believe her. Of course Norman's a bee, they said. Just look at him. He is not a bee, and I shall prove it, said Amelia. Does he look like a bee? He looks very similar to them, doesn't he? But he looks more like this bear in the book, doesn't he? She took Norman to the bees' secret honey store. Well, when he saw all that honey, Norman just couldn't help himself. Oh, honey, honey, honey. Yes, Oscar is very excited. Yeah, honey. Oh, imagine if I went into a big room full of chocolate or strawberries. Wow. After all, he really, 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 really loved honey. See, Norman isn't a bee, he's a bear, said Amelia. What the chickens cost all the bees? Oomph, said Norman, who's sitting eating the honey. He was asked to leave bee school at once. Oh, Norman looks really sad because he doesn't want to leave bee school. He's having such fun there with all his new friends, isn't he? So he went and sat on a rock all by himself, feeling very sad. With Norman gone, things were very quiet in school. Norman was such a funny bee, sighed the bees. Norman was such a busy bee, said Amelia. And Norman was a naughty bee, said the Queen. And bee school is no place for bears, she said. But later that night, the bees heard a loud crash and a diabolical growl. Oh no, they cried. It's a bear. It's not Norman, is it? Oh, and this bear was big and nasty and trampled over the bee school. It grabbed the hives and started to shake it. Oh no. The bees trembled out in panic. They tried to chase the bear away, but he was just too big and too bad. But then, who's this coming? Who is this? Can you see in the distance? Somebody to the rescue. Oh, here he comes. A fearsome buzzing beast burst through the trees. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Does he still look like a bee? He's still dressed up as a bee, isn't he? But he's learnt how to buzz. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Yikes, squealed the bear. It's a giant bee. And it ran away as fast as he could. He's really scared, isn't he? He's scared of Norman. The bees were saved and Norman was a hero. They gave him a big pot of honey and the Queen presented him with a special award. Oh, look. You definitely aren't a bee, said the Queen, but you are no ordinary bear. You are, I think, a Bumblebear. Oh, look, a Bumblebear. So he got his own pot of honey and he got his own rosette, didn't he? For saying thank you for being a hero and saving the bees. And Bumblebears were definitely allowed to go back to bee school because he wants to be with his new friends, doesn't he? Yay, that was a great story, wasn't it? Really enjoyed that. Not read that one before, but it was good fun, wasn't it? Now, don't forget, bees. You might see lots of bees and animals in your garden. Oh, Oscar, come here. Come here. Oh, there he is. There's Oscar. Yeah, we might see some. You see bees. You sometimes see bees flying around with you when you're out in the garden having a fly around, aren't we, Oscar? Yeah. So yeah, have a little look and see if you can find lots of insects. There's ladybirds and bees and flies and dragonflies and butterflies. So have a little look in your garden. Have a little look, see what you can find. Maybe you can draw some pictures of some bees or butterflies. Yeah, and have a little run around, see what you can find. Sometimes there's things on the ground as well, not just things flying in the air. Have a little dig around. You might find something else under the ground as well. Excellent. So have fun with that, and we will see you all next time. And thank you, Oscar. That was a great choice of story, wasn't it? Yeah. Bye.